All right. Well, welcome to RSM 308, Recreational Sport Programming. Just wanted to kind of quickly kind of go over the syllabus so you know what to expect through this last couple weeks of our summer 2020, and kind of go over the class and get you all set. I know that some of you, this is it for you as you're winding down your college career. Just want you to fight off that senioritis and hang with it and do a good job and finish up strong. As I mentioned, this is Recreational Sport Programming, RSM 308. I'll be your instructor. Some of you, I saw new faces on the roll. So my name is Don Rocky, and that's you can see watch my video, and you can see kind of my background. Whenever, again, I mentioned Don Rocky, but you should call me Dr. Rocky. I worked kind of hard to get that title, and so it keeps it nice and straight as far as keeping that professionalism, and that'll be an emphasis throughout the semester, is always being professional in everything that you do. Want to put my office location. Probably not going to need that for this time. I probably won't be able to get back in there, so you won't be able to get in there. So, but office phone, if you ever do need to get a hold of me, the phone is one way, and then I'll check messages and get it that way. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me at drocky@coastal.edu. The other option is I can always do Zoom meetings with you. If you have some questions, you want to go over some things and be able to see some things, we can do that. Every Wednesday, I'll be available from 10 to 10:30. I'll sit in front of the computer, and if anybody wants to come on and talk to me, I'll be there to help answer any questions that you might have about your assignments or your work as you move forward through the semester. So starting this Wednesday, July 15th, I'll be there at 10 a.m. I'll send out a invitation for you to join me, so you can do that if you so choose. So it makes it a little bit more personal, other than just this floating head making recordings for you and talking throughout the semester. This class has a focus on helping you prepare yourself. A lot of you are interested in working in sport. Well, a good viable way of working in sport is recreational sport. And so this class kind of helps you look at options that are available in sport, but looking at it from a recreation side of it, and the different areas of recreational sports, such as campus recreation or community recreation. Looking at some of the leagues that kind of come out, like Little League and those types. So there's a lot of opportunities there, and not all of sport has to be the professional side or the collegiate side. And a lot of you, this would be a nice fit for you. So that's kind of what we'll be talking about throughout our next 4 weeks together. As I mentioned, the Zoom meetings always be available there, 10 a.m. Eastern Time till 10:30. And if anybody needs longer, then I'm more than happy to do so. I'm just going to sit on there until 10:30, and if nobody comes on, then I'll leave. But if somebody's there and asking questions, or multiple people are there asking questions, I'll be happy to stay as long as you need me. The objectives and learning outcomes, you can read through and see what all we're going to get into. And one of the things to kind of think about, we're going to talk about the different realms where you can look at recreational sport and work in that manner. We'll look at some of the theories about competition and looking at some of the, whether it should be competition or cooperative, kind of what we're trying to teach through sport and using sport as a teaching mechanism. Understanding the socialization that's involved in sport. One of the key aspects that a lot of times we get from sport is, we learn how to socialize, we learn how to interact, we learn how to build friendships, we learn how to support each other. And so we'll talk some about that. And then the different areas where, the different levels as far as adults, youth, collegiate, areas that we can serve when it comes to recreational sport. Most of the class, again, will have opportunities as far as for learning. I'll have some readings for you to do. I'll have these voiceover presentations that I'll want you to watch and use as a means to help disseminate some of the information. Also have you do some practical application. Kind of the big assignment is an opportunity for you to apply what we learn and put it to use and come up with and create a tournament for a certain audience. And you'll also have interaction among your classmates through discussion. Throughout our time, we'll have several of those assigned as well. Again, the expectation is, participate, get involved with the class, watch the videos that I ask you to watch, do the readings that I ask you to read. I'm trying to help you add to your bag of tricks. Okay, and bag of tricks is things that you can carry away from here and put to use in a practical setting, and maybe make yourself more marketable for jobs. And so having a background and maybe finding that this is a passion of yours is to work in sport, and you always thought you would work in sport, but you want to be professional, but you learn about this and say maybe this is a better area for me. And so don't miss those opportunities to learn about yourself and find ways that maybe this is more of your strength. Communication, as I mentioned, email is probably the best way to get in contact with me. During the week, I'll get back to you, or weekdays, within 24 hours. Most times it's faster than that. On weekends, I'm human, so I like to have my weekend. I will oftentimes get back to you on weekends, but understand that it may be a little longer, 24 to 48 hours on the weekends. And I'll probably be doing some traveling on weekends, so just giving you a heads up on that. So it might not be as quick as I am during the week, but just be prepared. Grades, one of the things I try to do with grades is get them back to you. Luckily, it's a nice small class, so it shouldn't take too long to get through some of the grading. Try to get those back to you within 2 days of the due dates so that you can get your feedback, especially since we only have 4 weeks. It's important to get your feedback and so you can make corrections and do better the next time we have the assignments and kind of have a good understanding of where you are. Since the class is online, there's really not an attendance policy, but the expectation is you're watching videos, you're taking part in discussions, you're doing the quizzes and doing them in a timely manner. And if something should arise that hinders your ability to do that, again, let me know. We'll take strides to help you in those types of circumstances. But otherwise, if I don't hear from you, the expectation is you need to be working and keeping up with the assignments and keeping up with the work. Okay, everything's going to be on Moodle or logged or connected to Moodle so that you can access the different information, much like today's today's presentation. You'll have a link that you can get from Moodle and be able to watch this without going anywhere else. Same thing with all the other assignments. Assignment breakdown, this is kind of what you'll have throughout our time together. You'll have 4 discussions. Each discussion, you basically 25 points, 20 points for your initial post, 5 points for your response. You'll have to respond to one of your classmates. 4 of those equal 100 points. You'll have a tournament that you'll design. That'll be worth 200 points, and that'll be with a partner. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Quizzes, give about 5 quizzes throughout our time together, and you'll see them in the syllabus. And each one's worth approximately 10 points. So approximation about 50 points for that. Midterm will be 100 points. It's in the syllabus there or in the course outline. And that'll cover the first part of the semester or first part of our time together, and then the second part will be, or the whole thing will be on the final exam. Everything will be a part of that. That is comprehensive. So total points 550. Kind of the grade breakdown is here, so you can see what you need to do. Again, this is selective for most of you, so it's counting towards our major, so you got to get that C or higher. So you got to make sure that you get 385 points or higher. And don't be one of those annoying students that counts how many points they need and stops doing assignments, because that's not a way to do it. Make sure you get your points, do your assignments, get it done, because again, the purpose is to help you make yourself marketable in the future. Okay. If anybody does have a disability, please let me know as soon as possible, and again, particularly in the first couple of days here, so we can make sure we get you the assistance that you might need as you move forward throughout our time together. So just make sure you let me know about that, and make sure you have the documentation, and I'll be happy to work with you, whatever we need to do. Again, etiquette, just make sure it all comes down to respect. Respect each other, and respect each other's point of view. Sometimes we don't agree, and that's okay. That's part of higher learning. That's part of life, is we're not always going to agree with everybody. But always go back, keep it based on the issue and not based on individuals. Okay, and so make sure you do that. And here's a good list. If you this one with discussions, if you cite somebody else's work, make sure you cite it in there. So just respect, understand you need to cite, avoid the text speak and slang. Again, don't put in there those lowercase i's. It's just, even discussions should be kind of formalized writing, and so make sure it's proper grammar, and have your punctuation in there. Or I'll have to dock you points, because again, we're trying to be professional, trying to be that professionalism. Okay, trying to break you some of those habits of text speak. There's a list here of student support if you need any, some help there. Again, academic integrity, everything that you do should be your own work. You will work with a partner for your tournament, but otherwise, tests, the midterm, final, quizzes, there's you signed on that academic integrity agreement early in your career when you came here to Coastal. That carries on through, so your work should be your own. And again, don't put yourself in that situation where this is your last class and you want to kind of sneak through and just plagiarize something, because I don't want to be that person that has to bring you back for another semester because you didn't do your own work. Okay, so make sure you do that and do your own work with everything that you do. Okay, so that's all that. So make sure get that down. Course schedule. Here's the course schedule. You can read through that. Some of the reading assignments I have in here. Some of them I don't. I'll fill them in as we go. I do have the quizzes. I do have the reflections in there when they're due. Haven't put the reflections in yet. The first thing you're going to do is read the syllabus, read over the syllabus, watch my video on the syllabus, and then also the introduction video that I made. And then one of the things you'll do is make your own introduction video, and that you'll post on there for others to see, so that we can. Again, that's one of the first assignments for the class, is to post that video. Okay, and then on the 14th you have your first quiz, and that's going to be the syllabus quiz. 10 questions on the syllabus to make sure that you've reviewed the syllabus and have a good understanding of the syllabus. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and I'll come back and just finish up with a couple little things here at the end, next video.